What is up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Jose once again from PetRockMedia.com. We are back with a new video, and in today's video we are talking all about the brand newly released and announced Canon R5C. What are the differences? Should you potentially upgrade if you have the Canon R5, or if you're looking to step into the full frame market? Is the R5C something that you should consider? Let's talk about it. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Once again, Jose here with PetRockMedia.com. Thank each and every one of you for stopping on by. If you haven't already done so, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, punch that bell icon, and give me 2 thumbs up so that way you are notified of every time we post content or go live to the channel. If you're into gaming, cinematography, photography, latest gear tips and tricks and whatnot, this is the channel for you. Again, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel a little further, we do offer memberships now, so if that is something that you're interested in doing and supporting the channel that way monetarily, you don't have to. Again, all the content's always going to be free, but if you want to kick old PetRock a few cents here and there, feel free to hit that join button down below, become a member of the PetRock army. So the huge announcement from Canon, the Canon R5C, which basically is the Canon R5 with a big fan attached to the back of it. Case in point, great video, see y'all next week. Okay, so it's a little bit more complicated than that, just a little. But I mean, on face value, when you look at it, it looks like a Canon R5 with a red button, a red shutter button instead of a black one. And it's got the C, the big kind of C for cinema, right under the R5. So cosmetically from the front, pretty much looks the same. Of course, when you turn it on its side, it's a big old thick boy, right? Obviously much wider because of now the included fan, which is supposed to guarantee no overheating, even in 8K. Right, which is what the Canon R5, which again, we are currently filming right now on the Canon R5. We are using the regular 4K, not the more definitioned or not 8K or anything like that. We are using the general 4K codec on this camera using all-I. Now, me personally, I've never run into overheating issues with the camera. I always have the screen flipped open. What's the point of a flippy screen if you're not going to utilize it? Again, my opinion. But I've never really run into overheating issues. One time it did, but I had the camera back, the screen closed, and I was not using a Canon actual battery. I was using a third-party battery, and it was outside, middle of the Texas sun, which can get hundreds, 102, 100, not hundreds, but 101, 102, 103, and so forth. So it was pretty toasty that day, and it overheated after about 2 hours of photographing and shooting video, which I normally don't do, but I was trying to stress test it a little bit, and it did overheat a tad. Swapped out the battery, let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and then I was back up and running, flipped open the screen, never overheated again. So again, for me, I never overheated with my camera, but again, some people did. I can't vouch for that, but for me and my own personal experiences with it, never overheated but that one time, and again, I was super stress testing it. But back to the RC, right? So I'm gonna pull up some notes because I am lazy, I am old, I'm 39 years old, and I am going to pull up notes because I'm not gonna memorize everything. So again, looking at the camera from the front, looks all the same. When you turn it to the side and then obviously the back, you see the big difference, which is that major fan on there, right? Now Tilta offers a version for you to put that on your R5. Adds, I think, an extra 5 to 7 minutes of record time, but it doesn't, for the price, which has to be externally powered with some type of V-mount battery, not really, in my opinion, worth the investment. But now Canon is offering on their C, their Canon R5C, the actual fan built in. Now with that comes a weight difference, obviously, right? The Canon R5 comes in at 738 grams or 1.63 pounds, and the RC comes in at 1.7 pounds or 770 grams. And that's with a battery, the CFE Express Card Type B card. So that's with all of that included in there. Those are the dimensions, or I'm sorry, that's the weight in grams and in pounds. Now, of course, one of the big elephants in the room that a lot of people are talking about making videos, making reaction videos, upset videos and whatnot, is the lacking of IBIS. Now, most cinema cameras do not have IBIS built in. There are many other ways for them to create more stable footage, and a lot of the rigs and things that people use, oftentimes the IBIS interferes with it, gives that wobbly warped effect. So removing that, if this camera is truly aimed at cinema, which is why Canon put the big red C on it, then to me it was a no-brainer to remove IBIS. Now again, that's my own personal opinion. That's based off of my experiences with utilizing other cinema type cameras. No IBIS is pretty much always gone when it comes to other cameras. No IBIS exists. There's, like I said, gimbals, there's other type of car mounts, there's cranes, there's dollies, there's many different ways to get stable footage. And again, IBIS a lot of times interferes with that, which is why I believe Canon removed it all in general. Now, of course, if you're going to utilize this camera as a hybrid, which it's obviously aimed at that, right? You could take photos and videos, then lower light photography is going to be a little bit of a struggle, not having that IBIS in there for stills. Again, for video, you throw it on a gimbal, you get super amazing footage, and you don't have to worry about the IBIS interfering. So I believe that's why Canon removed it. Of course, you can't please everybody, but again, in my opinion, I believe that's why Canon removed it. Now, both cameras are still going to have the CF Express card slot and the UHS Type 2 SD card slot, so you're still getting one of each, which can sometimes upset some people with not having two CFast Express card slots. But again, you still rocking those SD cards, the UHS 2 SD cards. You got a slot for that on your Canon R5C. Now, another cool thing is that they do have a split between a video and a photography mode. They have two different modes. So when you want to go video, you click it to the left, or you click it to the video mode and all your settings are there. You click it to the other side for photo and all your settings are there. Fujifilm has kind of adapted this with their XT models, and I think it's pretty great. Don't really miss it on my R5 as much because there is a little mode dial you could switch between photography and videography. It's in the menu. There's no physical dial for it. But again, this one's going to have a physical dial for you to go from photo to video. Now here's where we start getting into some of the hardcore specs. Now obviously we have the R5 right now, that's what we're shooting on. I'm most likely not gonna get the R5C. Never say never, but it's looking slim to none. So I'm gonna go ahead and rattle off some of the different versions of codecs and things like that you're gonna get with the R5 and the R5C. So the R5, again, obviously captured 8K up to 30p in 8-bit H.264, 10-bit H.265, or 12-bit Canon RAW. The EOS R5C takes a little further, offering 12-bit Cinema RAW Lite, as used with other EOS cinema cameras, up to 8K 60p. So you're getting a bump in frame rate when you're hitting up when those 8Ks. Now, if you're really trying to get into an 8K time frame and workflow, then the R5C is probably going to be best for you. The EOS R5C can also shoot 5.9 raw video from a Super 35 crop or 2.9K capture from a Super 16 region of the sensor. So you have all those different mode types you can pick as well. And when you're not shooting raw video, the EOS R5C can also shoot the new XF ABC footage, which is a professional 422 10-bit format with MX wrapped H.264 ABC file with metadata. Say that 5 times fast. All this at up to 4K 120 frames per second in choice of long GOP or all I modes. The alternative is an MP4 file, primarily using H.265 long GOP compression. These also allow for up to 8K 30 frames per second capture. So again, a lot of different frame rates out there, a lot of different capture modes, all the way up to 8K if you're trying to get that super crispy footage. But again, the R5 can technically still do it, just probably not going to be as long because the fan is included on the R5C. Now, the great thing is that the batteries are still going to be the same, the Canon batteries. So that is something, if you do have the R5 and you're looking to maybe go to the R5C, these batteries are interchangeable. Some people don't like that because there's a lot more electronics involved with the lenses and, you know, being able to change things that an electronical, that have some type of electronic attached to it. So having the same battery may cause it to die quicker. Obviously, using more electronics is going to make it die faster. But good news is that if you already had invested in your Canon R5 and you're trying to move up to the 5C, you may have to buy more of them, but you already can utilize the batteries that you have currently powering your R5. And there's tons of other videos out there that go super in depth into all of this. I'm not going through that. I just wanted to kind of touch base on some of the more common, more hot topics on the brand new Canon R5C versus the R5, which again was what we are filming on currently right now. But that wraps up this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you going to be upgrading if you have the R5 and you're going to be moving up to the R5C? Are you sticking right where you are with the Canon R5 and you love it like we do? Again, give me some thumbs up. Let me know some comments down below what you feel and how you think this camera is going to land, where it fits, if you think it's a definite upgrade or if you think maybe we should hold off or look at one of the higher end cameras as well that Canon offers, or maybe look at their actual cinema line of other cameras that they offer. Once again, thank all of you for stopping on by. I greatly appreciate all the support. Again, 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down, hit that subscribe button, punch that bell icon, and I will catch all of you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.